record on this computer then. Oh, nice. Let's go. And can you see my screen, guys? Okay, hello everybody again. And today is Tuesday, March 19, and we're going to start our Tuesday class. And topic of today's class is set timeout and set interval JavaScript functions. And also we're going to be practicing to-do list project. Today it's probably going to be the same project from yesterday from Azamat, and your homework is going to be add complete and show completed buttons to shopping list project. Yeah, so let's start from one by one. And slideshow. Well, today we're going to cover set timeout and set interval function, and this is a list of the questions that we have to answer for each of those functions. Actually, clear timeout and clear interval, it's antagonist for those functions I just mentioned previously. So today we're going to understand what is those functions, what are those functions, what parameters those functions accept, what do they return, and some of the use cases in the front-end development of these functions. And in addition, we're going to cover like try in practice debouncing. We're going to cover asynchronous code just slightly. We're going to cover during this course, we're going to cover asynchronous code on other classes, but today we're just going to take a brief look at asynchronous code. And we're going to update to-do project. I'm not sure if you're going to have today the CRUD project, time for the CRUD project, but so this is the plan for today's class. Anyone, does anyone have any question? No questions. Nice. Okay then. Well, for today's topic, I created an empty project with an empty, almost empty HTML file, which has just a root div container. And I attached script and style for our project to two more files. And in style, we're going to do all the magic. I mean, in JavaScript, we're going to do all the whole magic of our class. We can delete all this. We're gonna start from scratch. Well, what is a set interval and set timeout function? In JavaScript, the keyword for this function is been just set interval and set timeout. obviously not nothing new. And these two functions help us as a developers to implement and execute our code with some sort of delay in the time. So technically, since all the code in JavaScript is being executed right away in seconds or milliseconds, so this function give us an opportunity to implement some of the logics in some sort of delay or some sort of repeatancy. Yep. What was our other question? Yeah. What parameters do they accept? Of course, as any other function, set interval accepts parameters, set interval and set timeout. Let's start with just one of those functions. We're going to comment this one out and going to use just set timeout. This function accepts two arguments, two main arguments, and like a lot of other optional parameters. So first parameter is a callback function. The function we already used in event listener handlers, or we probably used it somewhere else. And the function, the way you are going to use some callback function in high order functions and array methods. Second parameters for set timeout is a value of execution delay. Well, that means we can use, I would like to print in arguments the callback function we're going to use. Sorry. And the second argument is the time value. Important to notice that time value is being provided in microseconds, so, which means for whole and complete seconds, we have of the time delay, we have to provide 1000 of integer value. So let's say 1000 is going to be equal to 1 second. One second. 2500 is going to be equal to 2.5 seconds, and so forth. Okay, and here we already can start using our function. But to make sure this function is going to be executed, we can provide some printing logic. CLG, and we're gonna say that after delay. But before that, we can just say print it before delay. Print it before. Let's take a look at our console log and double check we can see this. printings. Yep, there you go. For better visibility, I suggest us to add some more value than 1 second, let's say 5 seconds or 5,000 milliseconds. So we can see printed before delay right away. And in 5 seconds, we can see another message is being printed to us. Do you have any questions so far? Zoom the screen. Zarina, is the screen big enough? I remember I zoomed it a little bit.
Could you zoom it a little bit more?
More? You mean the coding part or the browser?
Coding part.
Coding? Okay, I can do it a little bit more. Oh. Okay, well, let's remove this function.
Excuse me, Takhir, what is the use case for this set timeout function? So when we need to use it, kind of situations.
Yeah, it's a good question. Delete. The use case is if you want to delay logic of your execution. Let's say it's some sort of advertisement or some sort of pop-up windows which is going to appear on user's UI, like on the UI in like, let's say you just logged in the page and after 1 minute of being on the page, this function is going to print some prompt for you to sign up for or subscribe for news, or you can use this function to measure the some sort of like time frame between some events or loop them, or actually you can, what else you can do about it, using debouncing. Debouncing is a very important topic. It's been used, it's like a commonly used like technique, debouncing, to not to send some request on the backend server until the some time passes. It's preserve like the backend from too many requests from the front end server. So this is one of the most like common approaches, but actually it can be used somewhere else in some other cases. And we're going to take a look at those examples later on. Okay. Well, I think it's too big for me and I cannot navigate. I would say what cases do you suggest this function could be used in real life? Maybe you already seen something you can find some connection with the delay function and your experience with the browsing some website or web applications. Is there something coming to your mind?
Yeah, everything makes sense. What you told, how to use it for the front end. for the user to prompt user to ask some questions and to prompt to some responses here. And yeah, yesterday I think we used it for so Azamat showed this to show a message to the user about the something like it's invalid. It's kind of a validation or not valid kind of message to user for a few seconds. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, yeah, it makes sense for front end, but yeah, I don't know how it's gonna be used for the backend kind of side. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to consider these cases. Let's just mention you can add and text your you can text your variations of use of this function. What I can remember is when you're not using bank web app for for 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Just log out automatically, right?
Yeah, it logs
Okay.
you out. So, like every time you click something or every time you do some action, kind of timeout is being reset to 0. And when you like do nothing, it's keep counting to the end. And when it comes to the execution, it just executes your sign out functionality. Another case, print.
But set timeout stops the program for some seconds, right? It doesn't count the how long you never tapped you used the app.
No, it's another very nice question because JavaScript is a synchronous and single line, single thread programming language. But JavaScript also has asynchronous code, which means some execution of the code goes in parallel. Let's say we're going to take a look at this behavior a little bit later, but that was a very great question. So the short answer is being executed in the asynchronous way, so it doesn't affect the whole code execution.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look at some
And does the
arguments.
set timeout asynchronous function?
Set timeout is a synchronous function.
Okay.
Well, set timeout is a synchronous function, and we can replace this first argument of this function.
Here, this
Yes.
set timeout, it's like some keyword, or we can call with any like right?
Can you say again? I'm not sure.
Set timeout. Should we always write set timeout for using this method or function, or we can name anyway our function? And
No, yeah, I understand. It's built in JavaScript function, so we don't create it. So it already exists. We use it like util.
did I understand?
So I answered your question or not?
I didn't get. Okay, I'm sorry, guys, I'm на русском. Set timeout — это название функции, да, здесь получается?
Да.
Ой, я не туда посмотрел. Delay function.
Delay function, it's a callback. So we use, we already described the delay function. Let's rename the delay function print function.
Oh, yeah, I confused. I think you changed when I didn't notice this. Let me just zoom out. Okay, print function, just name of our function, and set out is.
Well,
so and use many times, right? By putting name of functions.
yeah, you can use it with something else, with some other arguments, and you can use it as many times as you want. It may be used more than one time. Let's say you have print function. We might have some update value on UI function, and we can use it here, and we can do it like even in 8 seconds and so forth.